Hello,
How are you today?
I'm fine. I'm quite full. Just have your mango pudding. It's nice, very good, thank you.
So, can you please tell us a bit about yourself?
Um, I originally came from Hong Kong 20 years ago. At first, I was attending arts course in London. So I took the foundation course first for 1 year. And then after that, I felt I need to study more. Foundation course 1 year is not enough. So I carry on with a master degree in London. And after that, I finished my course. I was thinking about what next because I prefer to stay here and explore more. And it's quite difficult to be a practicing artist. You need to really learn a living. I don't have any enough saving for me to carry on as a full-time artist. So I found a job in Manchester in a Chinese community center. So I moved up north in Manchester. So I live in Manchester for 18 years now. Initially I didn't really like it because I keep thinking about I'm going back to London. I'm going back to London. But gradually, I think because I didn't have any friends or family in Manchester, so I felt quite lonely. But gradually, I built up some new friends and have my own support system. So gradually, I like the city, and I felt more stronger sense of belonging here. So actually now I prefer Manchester than London. Apart from being a community worker, I would say myself is an artist, visual artist, and I'm also a writer. I write poems, short fiction, and plays. For my artwork, I use different media. It basically depends on the ideas and the themes. Then I will try to find the right way to express my ideas. I mean, sometimes could be a painting, photography, or sometimes could be a textile piece or an installation, something 3D. So it really depends on the idea and the theme.
So, what is your typical day like?
My typical day, say, I usually go to bed at midnight, so I like sleeping. So don't expect me to wake up at 6 o'clock. So I need enough sleep. I need 8 hours or more sleep. So I don't really start early. And it depends whether I need to work. I got another job in a local church. Say Wednesday morning, I need to go to set up the toddler club, and so I will be very busy from 8:30 to 12 o'clock or 12:30, and then I will come home and have lunch. And then I started to say if I'm working on an art project, then I'll start to focus on my art project maybe for a few hours, and then I might start to do cooking or shopping food. It depends the day whether it's my duty or duty of my husband. We take turns, so if I cook, he will do the washing up and vice versa. And then in the evening, if I got something urgent to finish, I will carry on do some more work. If not, we might watch a bit of news, or sometime we might watch a drama, or go out to have a meal, or go to a cinema. And then I have a bath, and then it's about time to go to sleep. Before I go to sleep, usually I will read book, and also write my diary. Yeah, I think most of the day I will write something, And some of the day maybe I was too tired or too busy, I couldn't manage, and then it may be a few days later I'll write something if I feel that is important or something important I want to write down. Yeah.
So what was baby Mei like? What were you like growing up?
Say again.
What were you like as a child? What
Alright,
were you
yeah.
like growing up?
I think when I was a child, I really liked to go out to play with my neighbors and my siblings. I think one of the period when I was in possibly between possibly maybe 5 years old to 18 years old. Between that period of time, I like to play a lot with my neighbors and brothers and sisters. So, and I was I was quite good at school. So I finished all my homework at school already. So I came home, have lunch, and sometimes help out with the housework, and then we'll go out to play. So we usually went to the playground. We were living in like a council flat, so there are a lot of block of council building, and then in between I remember one of the playground we love to play over there. So we play like stick and high or other games, and I remember in the weekend I also went out with my school friends. And I remember at the time we were in primary school. I think possibly when we were in year 5, year 6 primary school, we went out, we bought some sweet potatoes. We were thinking about to have some barbecue roast potato in the hill. So it was really, really fun to play outdoor without any adults. And our parents didn't really bother about our safety. I suppose at that time it was fine, not many gangs around. So we just went to the the hill, the mountain, and then started to the barbecue sweet potato. And I remember once we were there playing and waiting for the sweet potato to be cooked, and there was a few older kids. They were older than us, and they are kind of like following us. So we were really, really scared. So we left our stuff and just run down to the hill to escape. Luckily, they didn't catch us, so we were safe. Otherwise, our parents may not let us to go that far. But it was really, really nice to I like to go to school, but I also like to play with friends and neighbors.
And I also know that you studied theology in Hong Kong, and then you went on to study feminism and then art. Why these 3 different disciplines?
I guess I didn't have a plan about what am I going to study, and I studied theology. I think mainly because at that time I claim myself as a Christian, and because of my experience, I've seen a lot of very, very good Christian teachers in my schools, and they really, really affect how I think about my career. And I thought, oh, I would like to be like them, to have a good positive influence to my students. So I thought at that time I'm going to study theology, and I can teach religion in the school. That's why I took theology. But I didn't at that time. I didn't want to be a minister, a church minister or ordained minister, because I think, or partly because of what I felt, and also partly because of what I've seen. I was a member of Anglican Church, and Anglican Church in Hong Kong, more or less similar to Church of England here. It's very hierarchical. So you got bishop, deacon, all sorts of canon, priest, or all sort of thing, and the power structure is really centralized in a way. So the bishop has the power to appoint whoever to be a minister, a vicar in whichever church. And I have seen the bishop, if he didn't like you because you're not obedient enough, they will send you somewhere far away to start from scratch. And at that point, I don't know, possibly I still have some sort of like a rebellious inside me, even though on the surface I'm very quiet, I'm a very nice student, all these things, but I don't like to be part of this institution. I don't like to be just obey to the bishop whatever he asked me to do. So I thought, no. And actually, when I studied theology, the course that I study is supposed to be train people to be a minister. So all of my classmates, they have a church backing them. So the church pay for their study, and it's like a professional training. So at the end of the day, when they finish, they will serve the church. They will obey the church, whatever appointment they send them. And I didn't have the backup from a church appoint me to study all this thing. I just wanted to go this way. So actually, some of my church minister and some other minister in the hierarchy, they warned me, you shouldn't take that course because you are not nominated by the church to study this course. When you finish, you won't get a job, something like that. So I thought, okay, it's quite pressurized in a way, and I didn't really have money to study because I didn't have a scholarship or what. This course is not funded by the government, so I need to pay for my study fee and everything, and I didn't really have money to do it. But luckily, there were some people, some church members, they said, if you really want to go to this direction, we'll support you. Even the church won't support you, the minister won't support you. So a group of my church members, they support me monthly to give me some allowance to help me to go to carry on my education. And I was very lucky to have some very good teachers supporting me financially and also spiritually, and also really encouraging me to carry on with my course. So 5 years I was an independent student without the church backing, but I finished my course on time, and my last dissertation got an award. So I was really pleased with myself and very proud that I finished my course, even though the pressure was very heavy at that time. But I think luckily I also got some nice classmates. They are very nice, very gentle, and very helpful. Yeah. So that's why I chose to study theology, but I didn't want to go to the ordination, being a minister, that route. And then I found kind of a mission to work in this Christian organization, because one of the main focus for us at that time, it was in 1990 when I joined this organization. And then at that time they were talking about the future of Hong Kong. Hong Kong used to be British colony for 150 years, and then the Chinese government said they don't want to carry on with this arrangement after 1997. So the British and the Chinese government decided that the future of Hong Kong will be returned to China. So for our organization, we think as a Christian, our faith is not just for ourselves personally. Our faith is also asking us, demanding us to concern about what's going on in the society, in the world. So our mission is to encourage people to think about the future of Hong Kong. We should have a say, or people should have a say about the future of Hong Kong. What sort of the society we want to build our country. So I thought, this organization got good vision. I would like to join them. So I joined them for around 7 years before I came to England to study arts.
And is that how you got involved with the umbrella movement?
The umbrella movement, actually, it was in 2014. So it is like 4 years ago, around 4 years ago. And just, it was the time when we bought this house, in the middle of the process buying this house. And I planned to go back to Hong Kong on that year, especially during the umbrella movement. I really want to be there to support the movement, but I couldn't go. I just looked at the the information on telly, on Facebook, on the newspaper, everything. I just felt, because this is the city I was born, even though I'm not living there anymore, but I still concerned about the city's future and the well-being of the people there. My family, they're still there. A lot of my friends still there. And then I was thinking about what can I do to show my solidarity, to support them. And that's why the first piece of work related to the umbrella movement was in 2014 November. In MMU they have a conference, graduation student conference. So I submitted a proposal to show some work, and some of them mainly about the umbrella movement in Hong Kong.
Will you tell us more about your art, especially the politically driven art that you do?
I suppose when I first decided to study art, I didn't think about very strongly about social and political issues. It's mainly my own interest, and also think about my skills and talents in this area. I like to carry on. And at that point, I came to this country in 1998, just 1 year after the handover of Hong Kong to China. And then I thought, I felt like I have done what I could do for Hong Kong, and it was the time for me to think about my own future. I want to make a change of direction, so I decided to pay for my own study. And at that time I just feel art is the thing that I really want to develop, and that's why I pay for my study. I think I pay, the first course was 4,000 in 1998 as an international student, and then the degree course was 6,000. So I spent 10,000 for the university fees plus other things. So I mainly use my own saving. At one point I was even thinking about, shall I sell my flats in Hong Kong? And the teacher said to me, don't don't ever sell your flats to study, just find other ways to do it. Anyway, I've done it. I'm not saying that I'm very rich but I'm now comfortable and to be able to carry on using art to express my feelings, my ideas, and also my concerns. So it wasn't from the very beginning about social political issues, but then gradually I feel like there is something I like to do. For example, when I was still in Hong Kong, I quite like doing landscape using pastel landscape or watercolor or oil painting. But after I studied the foundation course and also the degree course, and also being a bit more aware about what's going on in the world and also the situation in Hong Kong, I felt like I want to say something about all these issues. So I feel then gradually this side of my work shows stronger than the other bit. I know I know sometimes it's very difficult to sell work like this, social political things. Nobody really want to put this in their living room. And a nice picture, landscape, people will love it, or still life. They don't want to think about too serious issues. But for me, because I do have a part-time job to get the income to support myself, so I thought it's okay, I can carry on, focus on the things that I care most, rather than just doing a bit more commercial work.
Do you remember the first time that when did you start making art?
I did a evening course in Hong Kong, certificate of Western art. It was good. But I think the course made me feel really, really happy and very, very enjoyable. It was in Wimbledon School of Art when I studied the foundation course. Every week we can try different media: photography, painting, ceramics, sculpture, design, architecture, all these things. And it helps me to find my best way to express my art. Before I came here, I thought, oh, I will be doing painting, I will be a painter. But gradually, I think the other reason is the tutor that she taught the course, taught us painting. I remember she wasn't inspiring anyway. And then she said to us, when she's supposed to encourage people to take, say, painting, because this is her area. But what she said is, actually, don't think about to be an artist. You'll be poor, you won't have pension, you don't have regular income, blah, 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 blah. So I thought, oh no, I don't like it. Certainly I'm not going to take painting. But on the other side, the tutors taught sculpture. They were really, really good. So they were really inspiring and make me feel like, oh, actually, I'm not really keen on painting anymore. I like to make things. I like to make 3D stuff. So I changed my direction to the sculpture subject, like making ceramics or making model or whatever. So nowadays my artwork is still like this piece. I use garden stick and turn it into a very colorful sculpture. And funny enough, a few days ago we went to Copenhagen for holidays, and we passed by one of the shops. I don't really know what shop is it. Anyway, outside the shop there is a piece of work like this. I thought, oh, somebody got my idea as well. But it was nice to see Greg's mind kind of similar. So after that, I think that course is really, I think it's the best course in my life, and I got the best tutors apart from that one. And they really encouraged me and helped me, like the supervisor. He said to me, basically, people finish foundation course, 1 year foundation course, and then they would take a BA course for 3 years, and then they might go for a master degree. But for my situation, I have a degree already. I have 2 degrees already before I came to here. I got a master in feminism and a degree in theology. So I said to the tutor supervisor, firstly, I don't have enough money to support myself to study another 3-year BA course, and also I have some experience, high level education already. Do I really need to go for the 3 years BA course? Can I go for an MA course, MA degree? So initially he wasn't sure about that, but after he saw my work, he asked me to show him my portfolio, show him, and then he can see my work, the level of my work is different from the rest of the students. They are in different level. So he agreed to help me to find a university will accept me as an MA student, so I can skip the first degree. And he found it. And I went to see that tutor from the university, London Guildhall University, and show him my portfolio. So after seeing my portfolio and talk to me, and he agreed to accept me to take on the MA course. So which was good, save my money and save my time. And I've done it. And so I think I like school, I like education. The best school, it was Wimbledon School of Arts, the foundation course. They were so wonderful, and the teacher was so inspiring and encouraging, and they did extra miles for the students. So it really affects my my life as a person, and also my life as an artist. I always remember when I felt down about to be an artist is being poor, this thing, but I remember all the encouragement from other tutors.
So what are you passionate about? What are you most passionate about?
I suppose I always think everybody, when we were born, we don't really have the right or the, we don't have the free decision to be born. And some people, just like the Chinese, one of the Chinese book, Tong Sing, it said about there were 50 different fates or destiny for everybody. So it depends on the year, the month, the date, and the time when you were born. Then you are automatically allocated to one fate. And some of the fates are very good. You don't need to do much. You'll be rich. You'll be very smooth your life. And then some other people may be very difficult. No matter how hard they work, they still miserable basically. But I think even though we can't decide to be born in whichever family, whichever country, but we still have the free will to decide how I live my life. When I think through my life up to now, I know when I was in the when I was young, in the teenage period, up to possibly quite late, 20 something or whatever, it's quite difficult. There were times it was really difficult, and for a lot of people, they might just want to finish it. I don't want to carry on. But fortunately, I carry on with the support from other people. It's not just my own family, my teachers, people from the church, or some other people I never met before. All this encouragement and help me to carry on, to see the positive side, the bright sides of life, not giving up so easily. And now I think I feel possibly whether I'm getting older, and I have gone through a lot of difficult crisis, difficult time, and I learn how to appreciate something very basic. You have a roof, you have a husband, a partner, you have health, you can do just basic. You got your mobility. It's already very good. You can go here, there, travel, and a lot of things make us happy. It's not by money. It's not from money. Rich people, a lot of rich people, but they are not happy. So I think we can have the free will to decide how we live our life. Not just, it's no point to just moaning. Do something about it. Make a change. Do something to change it. Yeah.
So you mentioned about happiness. What does happiness mean to you?
It's quite funny. I remember once when I was studying Holland, and after the school, after having a meal and after having a shower, and then I was sitting in bed doing my fingernails. I don't know why. I just have this feeling. It's quite calm, quite comfortable, kind of very happy, no worry. And I remember before I went to Holland to study, in my family we got a crisis. One of our family members died. So it was one of the reasons I want to leave Hong Kong. I want to change scenery. I need somewhere different to kind of forget about what happened. And it's some very simple. Maybe I don't have that burden when, like I was in Hong Kong. Now I'm in Holland. I'm studying. I'm not working, and I'm a student again. I can just enjoy learning and being with other people. And I have this privacy. I have my own room, so it's up to me whether I want to open and invite people, whether I want to go or not. Just, I suppose it's a state of mind that is quite funny. I just feel when I'm doing my fingernails, and I have this very calm, very comfortable feeling.
What makes you angry?
A lot of things. A lot of people. when I reading the news, when watching the news on the telly, or sometimes when I saw some of those politicians, I thought, oh no. It just made me very, very angry with how people keep telling lies, and how people try to control other people's life or abuse their power. And then a lot of poor people, their life or their family are affected by the decision, by the approach, by the way that those at the top, whether they have money, they have wealth, they have power, they have status. Like I remember during the refugee crisis last few years, the image of the child on the beach, nobody could bear why a child like this need to suffer, losing his life in 3 years old? Why he need to get through this traumatic situation? And then there was another young boy, I think he possibly 2 or 3 years old, and he got loads of I think it must be after a bombing, so he got loads of stuff on his face and dust and all of it, and he was like a bit of bleeding somewhere, and he was like lost. He didn't know what's going on, why I'm here. I think that his picture was taken when he was inside the ambulance or something like that. It's really upsetting and also make me feel very angry. For example, like coming Sunday is the war memorial. They will have the Remembrance Sunday, a lot of celebration, special service in the church, a lot of activities going on. But on the other side, we are watching the telly saying that including our government still selling weapons to those countries, including Saudi Arabia, and bombing people in Yemen. What do we expect the ordinary people in Yemen and the children? Why do they need to suffer? And we are celebrating 100 years ago the end of the war and the peace. There is no peace. It's not peaceful. I know we need money, we need trading, we need business carry on, especially if we are going to have Brexit. But do we really want this kind of money? Bloody money, I don't know how many billion, 3 billion, 5, 6 billion. Can we have alternative way to earn some money? Have a better ethical, humane trading policy? So this kind of things really make me really angry. I know a friend of mine in Hong Kong, she used to be a nun, but she decided, for some reason, she decided not to be a nun anymore. But I remember she told me a long time ago, at least over 20 years ago, she said she doesn't read newspaper or watch news on telly or radio because she doesn't want to have all this horrible bad news. I know sometimes I felt like during the umbrella movement and also like Brexit and also this whole refugee crisis, I thought, how much more can I take in? Because every time I watch it, I just feel very upset, very angry. But later on, I just feel, yeah, I can't do everything, and I won't make a big difference because I don't have the power, I don't have the money, I'm not in position, all these things. But however, I remind myself I do have my tool, my weapon is my art, my words. So I will try my best to carry on, use my art, use my words to try to make a small contribution, do my bit to change the world. I know sometimes people say, you crazy woman, you crazy artist, how can you change the world? We can't change the world. It's not up to us. But I just feel, no, actually, every one of us still have the power. It's up to us whether we use it or not. If we don't care, if we don't do something, somebody else is doing it. So I feel like I have the obligation to do something, use the best way that I can express the best. It's my art and my words.
So what is your superpower?
My superpower. Oh, you know the Incredible cartoon. We went to see it the other week, and I remember when the first one came. My brother, they were teasing me. They said, "Oh, you look like one of the characters in the cartoon." Then I thought, oh, they must thinking about me, look like the daughter or maybe the mom. Oh, it's all right. It's got superpower. It's fine. And later on, it's no. Is that is that what professor or what?
The fashionista, the designer.
So that no. And then this time I watched the second part too. Oh, it's quite good. It's good that they were focused on the mom. Talk about more about the super mom. The father will stay home taking care of the kids. It's not that easy. If I have the superpower, I really like to be able to fly very fast, and I can go to here and there in second.
Nice. It's because you like birds as well, because most of your art is like birds. You make origami, and you have birds painting in your house. Is that birds is your favorite animal? Or?
Bird is one of my favorite animal. I think because I like to be able to fly. I always from very young age I like to look at the sky. I like to look at the sky, the white clouds and the blue sky, and it helps me to forget about the trouble, all the troubles around me in the family, all this thing. Look at the sky. Oh, it's okay. It's quite nice, and sometimes if we're lucky, we can see the rainbow. I like the rainbow as well. So I think possibly I want to be like, I always have this imagination to walk in the clouds, in the sky, and so that's why I like to have a pair of wings, have this kind of freedom. I don't quite understand, like when people talk about evolution, we can walk, we can swim, but we can't fly. What a shame. Yeah.
If you could be an animal, what animal would you be?
I should say to be a bird, but I quite like penguin. One thing I learned about penguin is their parenting skill. Because normally we think about parents is like equal to mom. A lot of parenting responsibilities, the mom's taking care of it. They forget about the father's responsibility. And I learned about the penguin father. Actually, they contribute a lot in bringing up their young kids, so they will help out as well, like keep them warm, wait until they grow bigger and grow older. So they contribute like equally, same as the mom. So which is quite fascinating. I just feel actually in the animal kingdom, sometimes when we see human being killing each other, and I just thought, okay, take a break, look at the beautiful, lovely animals. Sometimes we can learn from them as well. It's not just we are human, we dominate the world, we control the world, all these things, but actually sometimes when we really observe the animal, maybe they are in some way they have a better relationship with the nature, not just keep destroying the nature.
What does love mean to you?
I think the highest level of love is really unconditional, but it's not easy at all. Sometimes we say, oh, I love you. I remember one thing when I first came to Manchester. like the bus driver, they will say love, 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 or the people in the shop love, love. What love? Why they said love to me? I don't know that. So and then gradually now I accept that it's just the way their expression. It doesn't really mean you are their lover or they love you, but actually it's quite friendly, very nice. So I think love at the end is unconditional love. So not because you're rich, I love you. What about when you're not rich? When you're poor? You're even poorer than me. Do I still love you? Or not because when you're strong, you're healthy, I love you. When you're sick, do I still love you? So I think the ultimatum for love is unconditional. Not because you have all the nice thing that I love you. Even you, I don't say that. I don't mean that I have reached to this level. To be honest, even to my husband, I don't think I'm totally unconditional. I'm still learning. Sometimes, for example, everybody knows, and my friends know about he snore a lot. It's sometimes you just feel, I want to have a good night's sleep, but he's next to you, keep snoring, and even though he will say, oh, just kick me, give me a push. When I snore, I try once. When it didn't work, I just thought there's no point. I would rather come to the living room and live in the living room. Maybe in some way this is also to show the love as well. So rather than keep punching him, I give up. I just go to another room. Yeah. But I think it's not easy. I'm still learning, especially some people that I can't really be in the same room, not mentioning about to love them.
Can you tell us a bit about your most recent projects? So I know you're at Still I Rise, and I'm sure you're in projects too. Tell us more.
I joined the Traveling Heritage Bureau in March. I think it was like by chance. I met one of the artists through a writer's event, and she told me about this project, and she asked me, are you interested? I said, oh yeah. So I gave her my email address, and I didn't expect anything coming back, because it always happens, this kind of thing, people forget about it. And it came back with an email from Jenna. So she told me about the project and asked me, are you still interested? I said yes. So I joined up with this project, and I feel very fortunate and also honored to be able to get involved with this project, meeting a lot of very nice women artists from different countries, and also the opportunity to have exhibition or event or performance in like home Manchester, the Whitworth Arts Gallery, Manchester Arts Gallery, and the Alexander Library. And I've been an artist for 20 years, but getting to the arts or cultural institution is not easy. Every year, how many art students graduated, and how many of them survive for, I don't know, 3 years, 5 years, or 10 years? A lot of them, I don't know the exact percentage. Some of them give up. Some of them do another job. Some of them maybe keep a bit of it. Like I have part-time job, so half of the time I will carry on with my art. So it's not easy. But it's worth carry on.
feel to be a part of a collective of women that you work with, all artists? How does that feel?
I think possibly this is not exactly the first time, but this is the time that I involve more time and doing more projects together as a collective. So I kind of, in the beginning I wasn't sure, and I don't know. I don't really know any of them apart from one of the artists. But gradually I kind of understand, I see more of their work and how they work and the themes and their own background and their personalities when we work together. And because we are not the same, and some people are more outspoken, some people are more quiet, and I just learn from everybody and try to understand. And some people may not have the similar personality or interest on the same thing, or some people may be too talkative and some people may be too quiet, and I just need to learn to respect each other and try to be a bit more patient because English is not everybody's first language, so sometimes we need some translation. Sometimes we might need to be a bit more patient to listen to the last sentence before you can really fully understand what she's on about. But this project helped me to really learn how does it work to work in a collective. Say you are on time, but maybe somebody are not on time, so you need to wait for them to wait for everybody arrive, and then we can start. And then you feel like, oh, we're wasting of time, we are not very efficient. But because we are in a group, you do need to compromise. Sometimes you do need to compromise to work together. But after all these differences or compromise, the outcome was really good. So I'm really pleased with the project and the outcome, and I have heard a lot of very positive feedback from the peer artists and also the audience. People come to see our exhibition and see our work. People I never met before, and when they told me, oh, I really like your work and I really like your projects, all these things, and your performance is really, really powerful. So even though it's really hard work, it's time consuming, it's quite energy driven as well. Think about on that day we have rehearsal from 9 o'clock, and then we have 3 performances, 45 minutes each for one day. It's a lot of work. But when I look at the audience, the people watching us, their eyes, how they pay attention, they're not just drifting here for minutes and then they go. No, they really follow us from the start to the end. So which is really good.
Okay, maybe to end this interview, to wrap it up, can you give us advice and give yourself advice if you're watching this in the future? Anything you would like to say?
The advice, I don't normally give advice to people. I don't feel like I'm an expert, but when you think about actually, I would like to see people care about the whole planet, especially the climate change issue. It's very well. You don't care. You keep using plastic, but when you notice, actually, say for example, I like seafood. I like to eat fish and shellfish, but now I notice Actually, in the and the fish, they have like 9 different plastic, microplastic. So when the fish eat the plastic in the sea, I'm eating the fish, so I'm having the microplastic in my body as well. At the moment, it's still okay. I don't know how much percentage of my body is microplastic, but maybe it reached one day I feel sick, I feel here is no good, that is no good. So I don't think we should wait until there's serious problem on our own body, then we want to say something, we want to change something. It's too late. It would be too late. So I like to see everybody do a bit to really help to sustain the world better. So 1.5 degree, 2 degree, it's not just, oh, it's okay, I have air condition, it won't affect me, I have money. Yeah, but we all live in the same planet, and in one area, say one country, floating the rubbish in the sea with the wave, the rubbish travel to another country, and another rich country. So this is not one person or one country's problem. It's a problem for everybody. If we don't do anything, we'll all die. Everybody will die, but how do we want to die? Do we want to die more comfortably, or do we want to see our next generation suffer? So I think at the moment my biggest concern is the situation of how human being ourselves do something to save the world, to save the planet.